Hello, hello, here we are again back at Cascades for what seems like an endless series of videos on all the different tracks that come in and out of this place. Part one, we walked down from the Sports Oval to Cascades along the Cascades Fire Trail. Part two, we walked from the street down to kind of where we are here, a little bit further up. And that was the Upper Cambourne track. And today, this will be part three. And this is following Lower Cambourne track. It's about a 40-minute loop that goes down throughout Garigal Park and follows along some really pretty creeks and rock features and stuff. And where this comes out at the end after your kind of 40-minute trek is you end up down the bottom of this Cascades fire trail, and you're not far from the Cascades itself. So hopefully we get to see a bit of wildlife and some cool insects. That's always such a plus, it's such a bonus. So let's get on it and see. It's the last calls of the cicadas for the season. Yeah, I haven't heard them in a few days, just the little black princes, the little tiny ones, is all I've been hearing for about the last few days. So, yeah, it's kind of a sad time. The forest just comes alive at the end of December, and all the trees start singing. And it's such a fantastic thing. There's just a few singing here, and eventually the trees will go silent again as all things cycle on. Definitely prefer the cicadas being around, that's for sure. Classic Sydney granite sandstone rock features. I don't know, there's just something about just going on a nice track like this and just seeing these enormous rock structures there. Gives you a sense of time and size, makes you feel not so big and important. When all this rock was formed, like what was going on, like the enormous forces at play and all that. And, you know, I cry because I kicked my toe on the sofa. Like, you have all these little micro dramas that become like so big, and I think, I don't know, you put things in perspective with these rocks and you go, yeah, like, whatever. I feel like in a week from now, there's not going to be as many of these guys, if any, singing. So I feel like I owe it to them to get their last song in. Their last songs of the season. Right, that's it. They know I'm here. So yeah, there's all these little creeks that run down into, I think it's called Bear Creek. It's like the main creek that runs along this track. And I think that's one of the creeks that winds down to the bottom to Cascades. And all these little tiny creeks just start from the tops of the streets and the hills and just all flow down and just gets bigger and bigger. You know, right next to me there's a little wren. They're so small, it's like they're an insect. It's just like a little butterfly, or a big butterfly. But yeah, these creeks are just such peaceful little places. You could just sit here on the rock, bring a little fold-out chair and just sit and read a book, meditate, whatever. And you just lose yourself. I think we all need to just lose ourselves a bit more, in a good way. It's that thing, we find ourselves by first losing ourselves, or some such crap. Yeah, I think if we manage to get good at losing ourselves in a good way in nature a bit more often, I think we benefit a lot from that. We get closer with ourselves and we get closer with our environment. It's like we've built this wall around ourselves to protect us from the wild, and in the process of doing that, we've inadvertently trapped ourselves in. What we need to do is climb over that wall and spend more time outside it. So long as we know that there's something over the other side of that wall, and we need to go out there more often. You've probably gathered by now I've got a slight obsession with insects. They're incredible. Every little living thing is a miracle. Every different species of thing, like living thing, it just has a story, has this incredible, profoundly amazing thing about it. How it lives, how it reproduces, it blows my mind. And it just urges me to want to learn more. Next time you come to a place like this, where there's a creek and there's dragonflies, watch the dragonflies and how playful they are. They're just so fun to watch. And if you're already in a place like this, it's already amazing and relaxing, and you just want to spend more time. So start watching the dragonflies. And if there's lots of dragonflies, try to just watch one of them, because they fly around really quick, and it can be quite hard to just track a single one. And you'll realize just how amazing they are, how amazing they can move. And yeah, I love that movie, Dune, how they chose to represent the spacecraft as these giant dragonflies. That was very, very cool. Not very practical, I'm sure, from a physics perspective, but it was awesome. at the junction. So you may remember this junction from previous videos such as Cascades Part 1 with the talkative crow in the tree. He's not here right now. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of the walk, the end of the track. That's the Cascades trail that goes back up to the car, and that's where we've come from, Bear Creek Trail. And down there is the Cascades, only about 10 minutes walk away. So it's been a good journey. It's been a good, fun walk. It's been a really nice day. I hopefully managed to get a lot of footage of all of the dragonfly action down near the creek. It's hard to tell because the cameras that I shoot on only have these tiny screens, and you just don't know until you get home and look at it on a proper screen. And sometimes it's a made of disappointment moment, and sometimes it's ah. So hopefully it's a ah. Awesome. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's a wrap.